Hi, this is Sandy Oberlees.
Hi, this is Russ Swallow.
Hi, this is Coach Clay.
Hi, this is Timothy Brinkley.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next lesson. This is Sandra Oberlees.
And Mr. Brinkley.
Yesterday, we filled in the actual spending amounts for January through April, and we learned how to freeze panes so that we can see our columns even though we're scrolling off the page. And today, we're going to learn about Sparklines and getting our annual totals and our averages.
Right, and we'll also look at hiding and unhiding columns, like all those blank ones there from June to December. Those are kind of unnecessary because we're not quite at the end of May yet. So we'll hide those, and then we'll also look at Google Sheets. You can protect certain formulas from being edited by other people.
You can do the same in Excel desktop, but the Excel online.
The online version of Excel does not do that at this time. All right, let's dive into it. Head over to Excel. It would be the same in Google Sheets, and we're going to add 3 new titles for our columns O, P, and Q.
So O,
we can do Sparklines for O. We'll do totals for P.
Annual total for P. Q is going to be average. And I'm going to double click on, actually I'm going to leave it like this. When we make this pretty, we're going to wrap text so it goes onto 2 lines.
The first thing we're going to do is add in the usual formulas for annual and average, annual total. So you guys know this one. Do you remember what the formula is for annual total, students? Okay. All formulas start with equals, so equals, and then the total is sum, yep.
And we need a parentheses.
Open parentheses, and then we're going to drag from December all the way back to January. Now make sure you don't include Sparklines or budget plan columns in that, otherwise it'll mess up your numbers.
We just want the monthly amounts.
All right, and so this will show us how much we made for the year. Awesome. So far we've made $7,840. Let's also add in the average. Now, you might wonder, why do we need an average? Let's talk about that. Well, Ms. Oberlees, could you put in the average there?
Okay.
So average,
again, we
you
need
basically
to grab,
do the same thing with January through December, yeah.
Make sure we don't get in the budget plan or the Sparklines or annual total.
But let's say in April you got a raise. So say you got a raise to $2,000, or you got some extra tips or whatever. If you're working at a restaurant, you usually get tips on top of your pay.
Or sometimes you get sick and you don't work as many hours. So in January, let's say we only earn $1,900 instead of $1,960.
Yeah, because you got sick from the flu, hopefully not COVID-19. Notice our average now is $1,955, and it's basically taking all those numbers, adding them together, and dividing them by how many numbers there are in that group. That's the average. Let's do the autofill all the way down through the whole sheet.
Yeah, we're going to all the way down to our expenses and leftover funds. But we don't need that one because there's nothing on that line. And we don't need these 3 because those are empty columns, right? And I'll do the same here. Oh, we've got an error message here.
Error.
Okay, now this is a divide by 0 error. Remember how Mr. Brinkley said it's totaling it up the amount and dividing it by the number of cells that have something in it. Well, look at this. There aren't any cells that have anything in it in this whole range. So if you remember your math formulas, divide by 0 is an undefined thing. It's not something you can possibly do. It doesn't make any sense. And Excel and Sheets both know that. So in order to fix that message, all we have to do is make sure at least one column has something in it. So let's say in January we didn't get any money from our parents. I just have to put in a 0, and now that error message went away. It's now a 0. And same with my job 2. And if I do a job 2, it went to 0 here.
So let's autofill this all the way down as well.
Delete the columns we don't need.
Yep, and delete the blank rows.
And we've got expenses on everything here, so we don't have to worry about the divide by 0 error there.
That looks great. Let's figure out what Sparklines are now.
Okay.
So here we are at Sparklines, and Sparklines is like a little graph that goes up and down. Now, Excel doesn't have it. Let me go right up here to the help and type it in just to show you. Sparkline. You can see it's not finding any results for Sparkline, but the desktop version, the downloaded program of Excel, has this feature. However, in Google Sheets, it does have these Sparklines, and so let me just show you how to do that. You basically click in here, and notice it says equals Sparkline, and then the range of numbers you want to be included in there. So some of these go up and down. You see this one, it goes up and then way down. And that is basically reflecting these numbers here. So it goes 250 to 300, and then it starts to go down 225, 252, 250. And so that's what a sparkline is. And it's just a useful way to see your data. All right, let's talk about hiding columns.
We'll leave May there because now it's May and we're going to start entering this data, but we don't
Sure.
need to see June through
December.
December right now. We'll have to unhide it as we get there, but in the meantime, I can highlight H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, the June through December, and I can hide them, and I can right-click on it.
Just right-click anywhere on the gray title of the column where it says KLM, any of those.
And click Hide Columns.
Mhm.
And it works the same in Excel. I just click the columns that I want, and I right-click, and I hide columns.
Okay, so do you see how now you can see the totals and the averages right next to your other numbers? This is the main reason you would want to hide columns, because it doesn't fit on your screen. All the numbers don't fit. But when you get more months in there, you'll need to unhide them. So Ms. Oberle can take it.
So you select the two columns on either side of where the columns are hidden, and you right-click, and you choose Unhide Columns. And then they show right back up again. And you can do the same in Excel, G through O, or this is Sheets. Right-click, Unhide Columns, and they come back.
All right, so the last thing we're going to cover is adding in these lines. You see these lines that we have over here and also down here at the bottom? We're going to add those in here. So I'm going to click from Sparklines here, average, and I'm going to drag all the way down to the leftover funds. Now you could add a line all the way around all of them, kind of like this, but that kind of looks a little bit too cluttered in my opinion, but you may like it. So I'm going to undo that and show you what I would do. I would put in lines like this, just the up and down lines. I'm going to click the left line, I'm going to click the right line, and I'm going to click the middle line right down here. And so that basically adds in those lines showing that this is the totals area. It's a different number set than your monthly stuff. And same thing down here at the end. You can just highlight this area right here and add in your horizontal lines like this going. Notice I have to do it one for each line like that. So that's how you make it look a little bit pretty. And if you ever wanted to get rid of some lines, so you would highlight some adjacent cells. I'm going to click on that first one. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here and click on that last one, and that fills in that whole section. And now I can just turn off any lines that I don't want by clicking no borders right here, no border.
And now when we click away, those extra lines are gone.
Away. All right, so one more thing before we go is that Google Sheets allows you to protect your formulas. So say you shared this with another roommate and you didn't want them to edit anything, so you could actually protect the formulas so that the roommate can't accidentally delete them or change them. But the online version of Excel doesn't have that feature yet in May 2020, but they may add it in the future. But in Google Sheets, it is possible to protect them. You would basically highlight the part you want to protect. We'll just highlight our subtotals there. And what you would do is you would right-click on that section and you would go to Protect Range. And then it's showing the range that you want to protect. If you wanted to get more, you could do that here. And then you just click Set Permissions, and it shows you what kind of permissions you want to restrict them to do. And then you just press Done right down here. And it says only the people that are listed in there can edit it. Everybody else cannot. That's all we wanted to cover with you today, I think. Is there anything else, Ms. Oberle?
No, I think that's about it. So on our next lesson, we're going to be adding a few more alternate row colors and things like that to make it easier to see.
Making it pretty and then printing. And then we'll be done. We're almost there.
Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye.